And now, against the backdrop of tariffs set to go into effect in only a few hours, the world's third largest smartphone maker, Huawei, is challenging the FCC over a proposed rule that some worry could severely impact its business in the U.S. Josh Lipton's in San Francisco with the latest. Josh.
John, Huawei responding today to that proposed FCC rule, which could spell bad news, as you mentioned, for it and other Chinese tech companies. So here's how this new rule would work. The FCC runs what's called the Universal Service Fund. That's a nearly $9 billion pool of money, some of which is used to provide subsidies to help companies that provide broadband in rural areas. Now, if this proposal goes through, these companies couldn't use those subsidies to buy equipment from those firms deemed a national security threat. Huawei is never specifically mentioned by the FCC here, but worth remembering, Chairman Ajit Pai, in a letter to U.S. lawmakers, said he shared their concerns about the security threat that Huawei and other Chinese tech companies pose to U.S. communications networks. Huawei tells CNBC that any claim that it poses a security risk is, quote, ridiculous, but it's clearly worried about this proposal. In the U.S. last year, its sales were reportedly around $300 million. Today, Huawei saying in a filing with the FCC, the reality is that Huawei is an independent, privately owned business that is no more subject to the control of the Chinese government than American companies are controlled by the U.S. government. Still, this proposed rule comes as Huawei finds itself in the hot seat, along with other Chinese companies like ZTE and China Mobile, as trade tensions continue to heat up between Washington and Beijing. The U.S. is set to impose tariffs on $34 billion worth of goods from China tomorrow. The FCC says the comment period for this new rule is now over. No hard date yet on when a formal and final vote will take place.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.